that you were singing Wike was like a god not too long ago. Now, Fubara is governor, you want to feed from him, Wike must go down so you can have your opportunity. Let me say this, and let's it be clear. Fubara had nothing wrong with Wike until this problem started. Now he's the accuser. He wants to be the one that will set up a panel, he will prosecute, he will judge, he will be the jury, he will decide everything. He will say Wike is guilty just to mudsling.
Not be small thing. You know there is tension in Rivers State between Wike and Fubara. Since Fubara came to say he hope Wike, Wike not dey sleep again. Wike has gone quiet. See, a lot of things, a lot of issues on ground in Rivers State. And Wike, forget that day when Wike came out to say Ubomoki that they are going to fight in infinity. See, listen to this one. You know, there's problem. Wike, in fact, Wike has gone silent. Tension. Wike is scared of being probed by Fubara. A lot of issues on ground in Rivers State. I'm not sure how they're going to, or if Wike is going to survive this win of Fubara, but we shall see the end of this struggle, this fight in Rivers State. Even now, in a small thing, anyhow they can resolve it. 2027, this issue will continue again. At that time, we will know who be man. Now we will know who born Moki according to Wike. But now there is problem. Can Wike survive it now? Can Fubara probe Wike now? Is Wike risk a J term or something? We shall see. Please watch and share, comment and subscribe to this YouTube channel, please.
Okay, calling him names, insulting him, putting lies out. You want to investigate a man you already have an issue with, and you are the keeper of his records. You were his accountant. You kept the records of the state. You paid the monies. You raised the vouchers. You did everything. You saw nothing wrong with what you did. Now you know something is wrong. Where are these records coming from now that you want to put forward to anybody? From an independent source or from your own drawers? From your own stable, you want to put documents before people. How do we know the authenticity of what we will see? How do we know whether they are selective, half stories?
In Rivers State, we are saying let the past administration of Chibasa Wike be probed. Wike also did it to Rotimi Chibika when he became governor. He probed Amechi government. What goes around comes around. You can't eat a cake and have it. You must probe the past. Since you have said they're going to probe, let them be probed. They should be probed. All those houses in OGR, all those their properties should be returned back to the Rivers State government, because these properties are Rivers State government, not a private individual.
Okay, thank you.
Because I feel that that's an allegation, but I know if anything goes by to say 117 billion was withdrawn, then the former governor should be held responsible, because he was the chief accounting officer of Rivers State and not the current governor of Rivers State.
So guys, it is becoming more dramatic and even more tension on the part of Wike. I mean, Wike is in tears. Wike is panicking.
Minister Nyesom Wike, a former representative of the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District at the National Assembly, has described the move by the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to probe the past administration of the state government as a ploy to further heighten the already tense political crisis in the state.
Rivers people have in total support of the probe of the former administration led by Chief Nyesom Wike. And we are support of that, and they will know that the probe will return a lot of property that belongs to the Rivers State government back to the government, not to one private individual. We're also happy that we have a new speaker in the State Assembly, Right Honorable Victor Okojumbu, who is my friend and brother. I believe going to change a lot of things as the new speaker of the Assembly. And the people of Origwe, where I come from, the ward of the former speaker of the Assembly, Right Honorable Martin Samiuli, have resolved to stand by the governor of our state. I will continue to follow him, and by the grace of God, Fubara will be governor for 8 years.
Give perspective to these issues. Clearly, like myself, we were part of one big family not too long ago, and I find what's happening like making our state the theater of the absurd. We are like a comedy show for all Nigerians to watch. Some persons relish in it. It gives them the opportunity to appear on television and say certain things that ordinarily they would not have the opportunity to say. But I find the escalation quite embarrassing, needless, and the whole talk about investigating and all that is just to do an official lynch of a man who is the living hero of Rivers State, the best governor we ever had, the man who changed the face of our state, built our infrastructure, put us on the map of good governance, the man who, even from an adversarial government, the federal government, the APC-led federal government at that time, named him the best performing governor in the entire country in infrastructure. We saw development this man gave us, and he was our hero. Today, he's being vilified, and people will find the courage and the nerve to rewrite history before our own very eyes. I tell people, what Wike did can never leave our mind. It's etched in our hearts. And it's something we see. We go to Port Harcourt, we drive on the streets, we go to our local governments, we drive on the street, and we drive on the roads. We see the buildings he put up. They are there. And he get value for money. He did things that were unprecedented, unthought for. He did it in Rivers State, now he's doing it in Abuja. And for me, we thought the next 8 years, we'll mark another person doing the same thing, taking us in the age of Wike, can turn around. We could all those who opposed him when Wike brought Governor Wike to run election. Those who fought him are his allies today. And all they do, those who said he was not fit to be governor, he shouldn't be the person, they've come around, put chance with him, and every day is about slinging Wike, calling him names, insulting him, putting lies out. You want to investigate a man you already have an issue with, and you are the keeper of his records. You were his accountant. You kept the records of the state. You paid the monies, you raised the vouchers, you did everything. You saw nothing wrong with what you did. Now you know something is wrong. Where are these records coming from now that you want to put forward to anybody? From an independent source or from your own drafts? From your own stable, you want to put documents before people. How do we know the authenticity of what we will see? How do we know whether they are selective half stories? Okay. You bring part of your issue and leave the other part.
Senator, let's go to Honorable Unwo. Honorable Unwo, you are from the same local government with Minister Wike. And you are the one leading the aggression against him, saying that he must be provoked. How about that for teamship, for kinsmanship, if I may put it like that? Minister Wike is your kinsman from the same Obiapo local government. Some people will be shocked that you are the one leading the protest, that your kinsman should be probed and investigated. Can you make a strong case for this in response to what Senator Nwugu said?
It's quite unfortunate that the most distinguished senator, who is a former senator from Rivers State, will be coming to defend the Minister of FCT. Well, they are friends, and they know what they did. But for us as Rivers people, like I said before, I am from Obiapo local government, the same local government with the former the Minister of FCT, who was the former governor of Rivers State. And it is clear that Mr. Wike was the governor for this state for 8 years, and nobody interrupted him. He stayed more or less inside his pocket for 8 years. And the governor, in this warning of the new Attorney General, said, look, we must probe the past administration. You see, Rivers State, everybody knows what happened in Rivers State. A lot of properties that belongs to the state government was ceded to private individuals, including the senator, where he built his house in Ojari. It's a government property given to him by the former minister of FCT. It's a government property. And the governor said, look, we must investigate the former administration. That's how you push a man too hard. He himself said, no, it is time for me to now open up. There are a lot of irregularities in the past administration, and we are saying, let the former administration of Chief Barrister Eze be probed, and let the properties that were ceded to his cronies, his friends, be returned back to the Rivers State government. The senator in your studio, where his building is, why he's currently living in Ojari, is a residential area for judges. I was demolished. I was gifted to him by the former governor of the Chief Barrister Eze Wike. And we're talking about transparency and accountability. Instead, people come to defend irregularities. For we, as the leaders of our movement, and also the youth leader in Rivers State, we are saying, let the past administration of Chief Barrister Wike be probed. Wike also did it to Rotimi Amechi when he became governor. He probed Amechi government. What goes around comes around. You can't eat a cake and have it. Those who are coming to defend the former governor are because they are benefited from him, but we all know. We also know that in 2013, 5 assembly lawmakers were majority fighting about 20 assembly members. You see, what goes around comes around. You see, this world, you can't take everything for granted. 15 years ago, we are not back to where I was talking about the same thing. Now you now see that we are talking about the legitimacy of the state assembly. You also did it that time when you wanted to take power. The governor of Rivers State, who are backing him as to say, look, you must probe the past. See, they have said they're going to probe, let them be probed.
Know that you were singing Wike was like a god not too long ago. Now, Fulbright is governor, you want to feed from him, Wike must go down so you can have your opportunity. Let me say this, and let's be clear. Fulbright had nothing wrong with Wike until this problem started. Now he's the accuser. He wants to be the one that will set up a panel. He will prosecute, he will judge, he will be the jury, he will decide everything. He will say Wike is guilty just to mudsling. I do agree. Let everybody subject themselves to whatever investigation that is necessary. Let us know this for a fact. But I can tell you, when Wike ran government, he gave periodic accounting. He he accounted for the resources of River State copiously. There was no time. Even when the federal government released money to governors, it was Wike that said, I did this with this money. People did not know that certain governors got certain monies, which were like monies that were old states. It was Wike that said it. I got this money, I do this. Each time he got, Wike would say what he got, both in terms of internally generated and what he still got that day. And what he would do, he always pinpointed projects and tied money to them. And he would say, I saved this if I didn't do this. The project you're talking about, the Ring Road, Wike had concluded it completely. I was fortunate to be in the team that went to Germany with the new governor and Governor Wike to meet with Julius Berger on that road. It was Wike as governor. And everything was concluded. Wike got everything. He kept saying he wanted Fubara to be a hero. So he left so many projects for Fubara to commission. He said in your first day, when you do your 100 days in office, you will have 100 projects to commission. They were awarded jobs that Wike got done, but left them for Fubara to commission. He was building Fubara with so much love and so much giving him capacity. Because Fubara was criticized for not having capacity. You're imposing a man who is unknown to us. He cannot do the job. And Wike wanted Fubara to so succeed to the extent that he left so many jobs. And I argue, assuming but not conceding, that some jobs were not paid. Is it not how government is run? You do your tenure, you finish your tenure, you cannot exceed that day. Some contractors will not have finished their job. You do not pay them the full, you pay them by the milestone. The next governor will pay them from where you are to when they complete. And commission, Fubara has got jobs, some of them 99%, 95%, just to make Fubara a hero. That was all Wike kept trying to do.
Senator, but Senator,
yes.
if Fubara is the chief accountant, he knows about this payment. So why is he saying that these payments were not made to contractors? If he was the main accountant in the state, he knows about all of these payments, and he was carried along for most of these payments. Like he talked about going to Germany for the Ring Road. He knows about these payments, doesn't he? So why is he saying these payments were not made?
The person who knows everything in the state more than anyone else, probably, excluding maybe Wike, was Fubara. And he was a man who was so trusted. He knows that he's acting politically, not in the interest of the state at this moment. Whatever you're seeing is propaganda, mudslinging, and in the act of war, they say all is fair in war. Now you are going after Wike's image. And that's how this thing started. At some point, they said Wike asked for whether 25% of state resources. The president asked Fubara to see the elders and we should take him to Wike. And we did that. We begged Wike. Wike asked the governor, what did I do? Today they say I'm asking for money. And the governor said, oh, you're my guy, I'm this thing, I said, no, but tell us. Don't just say, out there you are telling the people I'm demanding things. In here you're saying we didn't do anything. I didn't ask. He said, when I was making Fubara governor, some people said I should make him take an oath. I never did. Some people said I should commit him to things. I never did. I did not as much as tell Wike Fubara one day. You will do this. I made him governor from cashier to accountant to governor. And today, this is what you're doing to me. How come about these things that I asked for this? Fubara offered to go on air and clear the air that these things were untrue. They were things people were just peddling. At the end of the day, he did not do it. He deliberately allows the mischief of people to muslim Wike and act like he's innocent. He's the aggressor.
Let's give fair time. Let's give fair time. Mr. Chidoke, I want you to respond to this because there are also allegations that Wike was taking so much off the state through Fubara. Can you also talk to that? And secondly, can you also talk to the fact that Fubara knows most of these payments to these contractors because he was accountant of the state? So why is he complaining now that the monies were not paid to the contractors? But did Wike ask Fubara for any percentage of the state resource before now? Or was Wike collecting part of the money for Fubara before now?
Okay, let me first of all, the senator there made a statement that when Wike was there, I was singing Wike praises. Wike was the governor of River State. I was supported him. And he has left. And let me tell Nigerians that former governor Wike was not prepared to hand over. If he was prepared to hand over, he will not be giving the current governor a headache. Now, the senator said he applied for the land grant rent. Let me tell Nigerians, even Senator Lee Meba, also Nobara, we are giving property at that same OGRA. When they started fighting Governor Wike, Wike invoked those properties. So how did he pay for the land? He should tell Nigerians, I bring the receipt of the grant rent. You see, let's be realistic. Before the former governor left office, he was awarding contracts to some of the cronies, including the senator there, has most of the jobs. Now, if you go to the board internal road, contractor was mobilized, he had the first money, the governor awarded, they also paid some millions of naira to the contractor. Till now, those roads have been abandoned. So when the governor said, look, the problem is to pay contractors, is because that most of the money that was paid to these companies are in the hands of the friends and allies of the former governor, who is the current FCT minister. That is why the governor said, look, the problem is how to pay these contractors. The senator there knows that Rivers people has rejected the former minister. I don't know about any percentage, but what I know that the former governor was as if he's still the governor of River State. He wants to take decision. What asked the senator that what is the problem, what is the offense of the governor of River State? What is his offense for the impeachment attempt? Because the governor brought just one commissioner, the commissioner for information, one commissioner for information says, look, be part of this council. Now they are fighting him. And if we're talking about contractors, a lot of roads are ongoing. governor has commissioned a road yesterday. Most of the roads are ongoing, and he said the governor said 100 days in office they will commission a project. These roads are Rivers State here. These roads are going to be used by Rivers people. And the governor said the problem is how to pay the contractors. We are also aware. We are also aware that most of these companies is being owned by some of our leaders, including the senator on the television there with me. So if you're talking about paying of money, most of them have collected this money ahead of time. I have refused to go to site. So when you talk about accountability, where are you going to overcountability? Who are the former governors for? These companies, who are these people? Who are these people doing this job?
Honorable, we need to wrap up.
Governor Wike should allow Fubara to breathe, as the governor of Rivers said. And if the governor said he wants to probe the administration of the former governor, Chief Bazaye Wike, the people of Obia local government has aligned ourselves to the leadership of the governor that Wike should be probed.
Okay.
A lot of property, Rivers government property, he is holding the Rivers government, so he should listen to the state government. Okay. Like I said before, most of those people who are coming to television to talk are those who are part of the illegalities that was done in Rivers State. And Obia people under my leadership are in support of the governor. Look at what they did in 114. They were saying they want to gather support for the governor, the former governor. Nobody, people are tired of Governor Wike. He should allow Fubara to breathe.
Okay, Honorable Muwa, without you, Wike should allow Fubara to breathe. Let me come back to you, Senator. Senator, you say you were going to respond, but I would also like to know what advice will you give Minister Wike, who Honorable Muwa says is your friend, and is it true that you two were part of the alleged contracts, because there was an insinuation to that effect?
Let me say it here now and clearly. I never had a single contract from Wike throughout his tenure. Fubara is as an accountant, he can go to the records and show one contract that I got from Wike. I never got. Yes, I'm close to Wike. I never got a single contract. I've worked hard all my life. I have my businesses. Never got a single contract. I didn't do politics, government job. But I'll tell you this. The likes of Ihumo have just been elevated now. They are the leaders that parade themselves, the Fubara people. And it's sad. He's so misinformed. You come here, you lie against a man, you don't know whether I was giving contract or not. You just assume, if I speak for Wike, I must have been influenced. I must have been guilty. I must have been part of it. And that's what they are doing. They've been lying against Wike all the while. I'm glad that stepping out now is like making things clear. That once you speak for Wike, you must be corrupt, you must have carried things, you must have done things. Wike helped Rivers State and did the things that were unprecedented. This is not how to pay him back. And the Fubara didn't take on Wike because of performance. Because if it's performance, let him do his own. Let us see. Senator, let us check the two. He's taking on Wike because, yes, please.
Senator, there's something called rule of law. The governor, Fubara, is as they say, constituted authority, which is the popular phrase. He can ask questions about what went on before he got there. Will you advise Minister Wike to submit himself to that panel of inquiry when he begins to see it, and go there? If he's innocent, if he has things to say about the various allegations, will you advise him to go and appear before that panel, or will you advise him to just ignore the government of Rivers State?
Honorable Ihumo has made a number of claims, especially even the fact that you yourself are a beneficiary to some of the proceeds of misappropriation by the former governor of River State, former governor Nyesom Wike, who is our minister. It would be great for you to just clarify that. And in addition to that, just to respond, even if you talk about witch hunt, what the governor has just said is he will institute an investigation. He will probe the previous administration. Why the fear? Why the concern? If former Governor Wike's hands are clean, then he should be open to even, offer himself up for investigation just to show that he served the Rivers people well. And then, Honorable Ihumo, I hear you, you're for probe, but recall that the current governor of Rivers State himself was declared wanted by the EFCC in 2022 initially for 435 billion naira, which he did not answer to. With all the probe and this seeking for justice, and you reviewed a number of things around some people who benefited from the previous administration, would you say that this governor should also, in the interest of the people, present himself and finally give account as to what happened to the 435 billion naira since 2022? I'll start with you, Senator Umogu.
Well, I heard Chijioke, and you see why I said we're in the theater of the absurd. He, like he said, he was a councillor in Obiakpo local government council. And he do the foot soldiers, the guys who run on the streets and do the political work. It's unfortunate. This is where we've driven ourselves to. I'm sure he was a member of the New Rivers Vision at that time, the organization that we all belonged as a group that within the PDP that sought power, brought Wike to power, and then after that did work for Fubara. He knows that Fubara's election was not organized from any other place but from the office of the New Rivers Vision, which we all belong to. Now it's time where anybody can just make any allegations. I applied to the then governor for land in Rivers State, as I'm entitled to. And the old GRA was dilapidated. Most of those who had accommodation there had left. New quarters have been built for judges. If you want to talk about judges, it's on record, built for judges. houses than any other person. But literally all categories, especially the senior ones, were all given new residential places, some of the best in this country. It's on record. The Chief Justice was the one who commissioned it at different times because there were several. And even those who said they didn't want houses were given huge sums of money. That was what the government then did to ensure that judges were well catered for.
Okay, like you said, the 117 billion naira you mentioned about the current governor of Rivers State was the Secretary General of the state, and the money we were talking about was Rivers money, and that the governor, as a day was the Secretary General, and the money was asked by the former governor. So you can't talk about the 117 billion without mentioning the former governor of Rivers State, Chief Wike. He should be able to tell us why he ordered the current governor, to withdraw that amount of money. Because I feel that's an allegation, but I know if anything goes by to say 117 billion was withdrawn, then the former governor should be held responsible because he was the chief accounting officer of Rivers State and not the current governor of Rivers State. I think we should be transparent and say, look, what transparent was that they will have a chief accounting officer who should tell Rivers people how far they have spent our money and not the current governor. So if the current governor said, I want to,
the current governor himself,
the
current governor himself was declared wanted. So he also had a case to answer. We're not here to judge whether he's guilty or not. It's just an opportunity for him, since he's showing the path of transparency, to also be transparent to the Rivers State people. It's a great opportunity for him.
Now, you should be aware that if the man who is the governor of our state is guilty, he will be saying, I want to prove the past administration. So allow the probe to start and let us know if it is possible to withdraw the money or not. It's an allegation, but I know that the former governor of Rivers State, Chief Wike, was the chief accounting officer at that time and not the current governor.
No.
He is the accountant general, but he was not the chief accounting officer of the state. So hold on. If the man says, hold on please. If the man says, I want to prove the past administration, then allow the probe to go and let us know who is guilty or not. They don't begin to judge the current governor.
No, let's get the facts right. The current governor was the chief accountant of the state. Not distort facts here. All right. The current governor was the chief accountant of the state. He was the accountant general. No, hang on a minute. He was the accountant general of the state. Everything as regards accounts in the state went through him. So we would like to also know if Mr. Fubara is saying today that one of the greatest problems having in Rivers State is that of contractors that are not being paid. What happened to the payment of contractors in the last administration where he was the chief accountant? Because he knew about all of this. He knew about the payment. He managed resource. And most of these contracts, Mr. Wike said he had paid for them. That's why, he had the moniker Mr. Project. In fact, there was a road that is supposed to be sort of like a circular road that goes through most parts of, Port Harcourt and the likes. When Wike was leaving, he told Fubara that we are paid for most of this project and this project should start. In fact, a week after, or 2 weeks after Mr. Fubara got into power, he went to inspect those roads. There was a big announcement of television about those roads. So what happened to the payment? Yeah, the ring road. What happened to the payments for roads like the ring road? And why is Mr. Fubara complaining that the greatest problem now is payment of contractors when he should be in the know as regards this information? That's number one for you. Number two, can you hear me, sir? Senator, sir, if you can hear me now, sir, we want you to conclude as regards how you got the land. Just cut to the chase. Did you pay for the land? What's your CO for? The land was allocated to you. And secondly, were there any encumbrances around the land that you got? Also, we would like to ask you as regards this, that the resource of the states that this governor is now asking to be probed, all right, would you, in the interest of fairness, want to support everybody bringing the books to the table? Let's truly see where all the corpses are buried in the last administration, because it is not about Fubara or Wike. They are small in this matter. In the next 10-15 years from now, Fubara and Wike's episode will be over in Rivers State, but the Rivers people will remain, and those are the people that deserve the right to know. So I ask you that, Senator, first finish your part, but also then I'll now come to you, Mr. Ihuwo. Senator, please tell us about the land. Did you pay for it? Did you have a CFO? Did you get or they allocated it to you?
Yes, I applied. I was awarded the land. I paid for the land. I paid for my grant rent even as not too long ago, which was due after I got every paper documented. I paid as I should pay the prescribed fees. I built within the period we were mandated to build because it was part of urbanization of the area. So if you didn't build, you stood the risk of losing that land. I built within the period. I paid for my grant rent. I'm as current as anyone can be in all my dues and fees as far as that my land is concerned.
I know your certification for your land.
But quickly,
Go ahead.
Yes, but quickly to just add this. You see, this is why I said what's happening is absurd. Now it's time to muslink anybody who does not share this opinion that Wike is bad. Wike, now it's Olaka. All this while it was Wike, but Olaka came to speak. Suddenly he does not have. Chijioke, I don't know your estate. I don't know what you really are. But I think right now so much bad blood and so much misinformed people are out there, and they are a mob trying to lynch him. I think he should be careful where he steps to. There are opportunities for him to speak more if he wants to. He speaks to the press, he could talk about his government and they can challenge him to what they want to do. But I think he should be careful in making that decision to go there, because I do not see anything good other than propaganda coming out of what is about to come. He said jungle has matured. That is the man who approved the white paper. Telling you, yes, I'm happy, Accountant General, you're here. Get ready. Jungle has matured. I will say it. You want to bring Wike down, but he made you governor. I just say there is God. This is pure wickedness. You can know wickedness from the heart of a man. Such a man can be a fair judge to somebody. They are talking about River State. It has nothing to do about River State. What you and others are talking, they are the ones now. They can't do any projects because the River State money now is free for all. Mobilization, Thanksgiving, every day one gathering or the other. They are not funded propaganda. They are paid money to gather and Muslim Wike. Every day they are in the news doing one thing or the other. That is what River State government has become now. And the likes of are now the big boys of the system. Just going uninformed and talking anyhow.